So George, over here, he's going to be talking about a theory he made about ZAM 440 and also comprehension amalgamation. But I must warn you, he overthinks everything. Everything he overthinks, alright? So this is going to go out completely out of control. It's going to go into like conspiracy theory levels. It's going to go way out of proportion. And also Antonio's here too, I guess.
Hey.
Alright, so please just start your thing.
Hello and welcome. We will be looking at the relationship between ZAM 440 and comprehension amalgamation.
There you go.
So, in this reply, we are looking at this reply in particular because of this over here. We have Mal and we have ZAM, and the thing that is common to them is MA, alright? Now, this also has William Hasegawa. As we can see, we get M and A in there. In fact, if we get the last letters of Hasegawa as well, and we actually rotate that W, it is M and A. It is a hidden M and A. In William, in Hasegawa, this is the one that we're supposed to be looking at. In fact, it also says Hasegawa with a 4 over here. But notice how that 4 looks like an A.
Could we also mention how, ZAM 440, that might be something to mention.
Yes, that 4 is also in ZAM 440. So, now, Mal and ZAM, you might think, oh, Mal is just short for comprehension amalgamation. Alright, so that's what you might think. And also, ZAM 440 is just short for ZAM 440.
Yeah.
Alright? But you are wrong. My theory is that these people is the same person. But in a parallel universe.
Oh, okay.
Alright? And how do we describe this? How do we do this? Okay, first of all, we have to look at ZAM and we have to look at Mal. Now, if you didn't notice, if you draw this L a little slightly weirdly, watch what happens. I could do Mal like this. Alright, that's an L. And notice that this is very similar to the shape of a 4. As you can see, there is an L over here. Alright. Now, notice that a 4 also looks like an A. In fact, we can get rid of this line to make a 4. So where would this line go? If this line is here to make a 4, as instructed by William Hasegawa 4, where does this line go? We have a spare line over here. Well, if you didn't know, watch closely. We can put a spare line here. And we get Maz or ZAM.
Oh.
Oh.
It goes the other way. And that is part of the parallel universe. And this parallel universe is separated by a simple number. The number 4. And why is it separated by the number 4? Because the reflection of 4 is actually P, which stands for parallel universe. Alright, so now we're going to be looking at this.
Hey, what about the other stuff you told us about? Like, you see that stuff? You gonna mention that?
Yeah, I'm gonna mention.
Alright, you're gonna get to that?
Yes, I am.
Alright, that was really cool though. I like that.
Yes. So, this is a sentence by Mal in our message with William Hasegawa. Notice that William Hasegawa has a certain letter to it, L. And notice that L is our letter that was here on topic. It was L. And notice that L in William is parallel. Do you see this? it is all connected.
Everything is connected. That was a reference to Lemon Demon.
I don't know who you are, but you probably deserve it. How does he know, or she, or Mal, how does Mal know that Zam deserves something if Mal does not know who Zam is? Well, let's look at the first letters of each of them. This is
the best part.
I, D, K, W, Y, A, B, Y, P, D, Y. I don't know who you are, but you probably deserve it. Now, there is something very special about this. What's special first is that this starts with ID, and this ends with DY. It is part of the parallel configuration.
Wait, you mean the DI, not DY?
DY.
Yeah.
I mean,
DI.
DI. Alright, it ends with DI. So now we can cross these out because we know this is the clue.
Oh my gosh, a bear! Oh, okay, sorry, that just sold me.
With a blindfold.
And notice that the bear has a similar property because the bear is wearing a mask that says explore. And this starts with an E and also ends with an E.
Oh my god.
It is part of the parallel configuration. In fact, you can see the mountains. There's 2 on either side and 2 on either side.
And aren't they the same height?
Yes, they're pretty much the same height. In fact, you can even draw something like this and make an M for Zam. But let's not get into that. Let's get into this. This is much more important because this will predict something. And I say predict because we're going to be focusing on the letter P. So what ID and DI did here was they basically switched. You had ID and then all of a sudden you had DI. And those were 2 letters that we were swapping. So let's swap every 2 letters. Of course that's not ID and DI because they've already been swapped. So we're going to be focused on K, W, Y, A, B, Y, P. And we're going to swap every 2 letters. So this is going to become W, K. We swap this. This is going to become A, Y. We swap this. And this is going to become Y, B. And then, wait. Yes. Yes. So this is going to become YB. And now we get the P. Now this P has some peculiar properties. We're going to move the P over here. And now we are left with W, K, A, Y, B. Now what is so special about this? We can make a word. We, Mel and Zam, this is our first clue. We. Now, we can make a word over here simply by just adding we. Weekday.
Ooh.
Now,
weekday.
where do we get this D from exactly? Well, just simply look at our P. We got this 4 and we reflected it to a P, but now we got to reflect it the other way. We have to turn this upside down. And what do we see? We see a D. So we're going to use the D over here. And we're going to have weekday. And now we have YB. Now there is something also very peculiar about this. All these letters seem to be a little random. Well, over here. The P is over there. But there are a couple of letters, and a couple that do possess a similarity. We have E, which appears twice. And we also have Y, which appears twice. And this is very weird indeed.
Yeah.
Because why are these the letters that have to appear twice? Well, in a parallel universe, represented with 2 lines in William, how many letters do we have 1, 2. These are our 2 lines. Now, remember that spare letter? Well, I mean, not the spare letter, the spare line that we had?
Yeah. I mean, no. I mean, yeah, probably.
Well, we used that spare line over here to write this and to show our connection with Zam and Mal. But as you can see, when we write Mal and then we use this spare line over here, this is Maz.
Oh.
That is very close to Zam. We can see the relation, but it's not Maz. It's Mal. The difference is just one simple line. That's the difference. But we need another, because it's a parallel universe. We need another line. So where can we get this line? Well, watch very closely. We have this word, weekday, but YB isn't a word at all. Something is wrong. There has been a line added to it. So, what is the line that you say? Well, as you can see in my Y, like this, written like this, if you also get L, and if you also get Z, what is the one line that is common to them? That's right, it is this diagonal line. This line over here, this line over here, and this line over here. We have to keep this line. So what's the spare line in the Y? It is this line. We have to get rid of this line in Y. So now we have weekday. Well, we get rid of this line in Y, and that makes an I. IB. This is very weird because this isn't a word as well. But what if it's not looking for the words? What if it's looking for something else? We have been looking at it wrong. We have been focused on the M. See, the M, when you rotate it with the reflection that we had concerning P to make D, if we get M and we put it upside down, we get W for weekday. But for IB, it's not a word. And weekday, W is also for word. But if it doesn't work for IB, what do we use? Well, as you can see over here, A is symmetrical. And what we did over here when we had ID and DI, we simply crossed them out because it was symmetrical. So we cross out the A because we know we're not going to use that. No. So we have Z to deal with. And we might have thought we already dealt with Z, but no, we didn't. We dealt with L. We actually have Z to change, not L to change, not M to change. And if you didn't know, if you remember that we had the 4 and we reflected it this way, not upside down that way, but we flipped it that way, well, we can actually do the same for Z. If we flip Z the other way round, it doesn't look like anything to you, does it? Because I did that wrong. What we were supposed to do is move the Z this way, and then we get N. And what does N stand for? That's right, N stands for number! Number! It's a number! 1B is not a word, it is a number. It is a number!
What a reference someone's gonna get.
8 to make 18. We have weekday. We also have 18. And then we have this weird backwards Z that I crossed out. No, that was just a hidden reference to the fact that we are supposed to use P over here, rotated as we did before, and make D. Weekday, 18th, D. It looks like a date, alright? A D, date. But what are we missing? Well, what do we have in dates? In dates, we have the month. We also have the day. Well, not the day, but like the day, the number of the month. That makes the day, alright? And we also have the year. Now note that it has just passed 2018. But it's 2019. So 18 can't be the year. But it has to represent the weekday then. Because our number has to be part, well, there's only 12 months. There's not an 18th month. So 18 can't represent our year because we're in 2019. It can't represent our month. It has to represent the number, alright, of the day in our month. And that day is the weekday, alright, which is the 18th of something. And all we have left is D. Now remember what we did before. We got the first letters of each of the words in this sentence. So maybe this D is the first letter of something else. D. We for weekday. D for December. In fact, December is definitely the one because we have all the key elements here. We have the E's that appeared twice. The Y's also appeared twice, but we did have to cut out a line, so that property was finished. We have the E's. We also have the parallel, well not parallel, symmetrical D's or B's, whichever way you want to put it. We also have the M over here. Now what is left is C and R, but we will get to that. We will get to the C and R. December is the one over here. We have weekday, 18th of December. So what, well, December. So, what is the 18th of December? Well, it's telling us that it is a weekday, alright? Now, what if you didn't have a computer? Well, then you couldn't be able to see this. But just pretend that you had a computer so you could see this. We can use the computer to our advantage. In fact, the computer, C and R, it starts with C, it ends with R. We need to use the computer. Now what for? Well, we use the computer to figure out what this weekday is. So we're going to be going over here. What day is December 18th? And it turns out it is weekday. It's Wednesday! Wednesday! This is the day! Wednesday, the 18th of December, 2019, because we're in this current year of 2019. This is the day that something will happen to Void Eon. In fact, if we look at the 18th of December, the weather, because that starts with we in Melbourne, which in fact is where this Void Eon guy actually lives. And as you can see, Melbourne, if you rotate the M, it becomes a W for we, M-E, rotate M, W-E, just like what we did for Hesagor, where we rotated the W to make M. We have to parallel that and get the M and rotate it to W. If we get the weather forecast in the 18th of December, it might take a little while to find it, because there is an, December 2018. We are going to be looking at the weather forecast of 2018. It was 18th on Tuesday. Alright, C, remember that C? C for Celsius. It is the temperature. Remember the R, Celsius, temperature, C and R on the computer. It makes total sense. Now, let's look at this. We have the numbers 16.7 and 20.8. Now, do you want to know something really good? With this entire parallel universe ordeal, we've had things starting and those joining with the ends, with the ending. We had ID to make DI. We had ZAM to make Maz. We also had the mountains as well, which were very, look at this. the same mountains on either side, the same letter, explore. We also had bear, which is, it's just, I don't know, it's just a bear.
It's just a bear.
Alright, so let's do the same over here. We're going to be looking at the numbers. Numbers, bear, do you see it? And what about the num? Well, it's nam. But we're going to be looking at this. 16.7, alright, was the minimum Celsius. And then for the maximum, it was 20.8. Now, if we get the start, it is a 1. And if we get the ending, it is an 8. For 18, this is a number that we are looking for. In fact, the 1, this can be a 1, alright, even as a letter. But 8 can't be. This is definitely not a B. This, remember, we got 18 from I and B. Now, although this is a letter I, it can still be a 1, but the B can't. There is a significant difference between B and 8, alright? So, how do we make this subtle difference? Well, first, voids can be infinite. And if you swap the 8 and rotate it, you get infinity. Second, 8 is also completely symmetrical. 8 over here, you can split it this way, and both sides are symmetrical, representing a parallel universe. You can also put it this way, and it is the same. You can also put it this way, and it is the same. And then what do you know? When you put it this way, it's the same as well. You get all that, and you get 8 slices of pizza. But apart from that, we are still missing something. This is not right. Because B isn't symmetrical. But there is something symmetrical. B has a certain line. And 1 is a certain line. And we get 2 parallel lines reinstating that William is the man that we are actually looking for. And for this 8 over here, I forgot what I was talking about. But this is what it's all about. Now, what is the 18th letter? 18th letter of the alphabet.
Hey, can you move? I want to stand there, Antonio.
Let's look at something. The 18th letter is R. And notice that R looks quite strikingly like B. Oh, I just realized B is also the first letter of bear, but R is the last letter of bear. Remember the first letters and the last letters of words that matter? This is what matters. We have a bear. This is the ultimate bear. For B, B is our remaining letter over here. That's the odd one out. And this is also the star. And for the number 18 that we make from it, and also the I or the 1, we get R. And this also ends with R. And you know that Void Eon reviews games. EA.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's all part of it. It is all part of the plan. So what does this have to do? Let's put it all together. Let's I ran out of paper. Where's some?
All right, hang on.
Some paper.
Oh,
Yeah.
the paper break.
Yeah.
Let me just move this out of the way. Oh, move this out of the way. You know what? I have an idea. We'll just take this, and hang on. Let me just put this down real quick. You can use that.
Okay, so back to what we were saying. We have weekday, which is Wednesday, of course. Wednesday. 18th of December is a date that we are looking for. And we also have bear, which is the ultimate thing that all this has come to. 18 has come to bear with our B. We also have December as well. And also in Wednesday, well, I don't know, that's just,
Yeah.
that's just the consequence.
Yeah.
Alright, just Wednesday. And notice that Wednesday also has 2 D's. Just like, yeah, just because that's the parallel D's. Big D's. All right.
I really
And
hate
then
you.
we have bear. And what does this all come to? What does it mean? What does Wednesday, 18th of December, bear mean? It just doesn't make sense. Well, this is the reason why. If we go back to the beginning. Back to the begin.
Wait, what are you looking for?
Where's that tab that had
Wait, you mean alright?
message?
Alright, no, you get this. Right. Yeah.
Okay, if we go over here and we get all the words that start with B from Zam, we get beautiful, but it's also beautiful. And note that BEA to start off beautiful is the same as BEA in bear. This is what it actually unfolds to. Yes, that's right. It isn't about the bear. The bear is just here to tell us there. The beauty that lies in there. The beautifulness. Wednesday, 18th of December will be beautiful. It will be beautiful. And how do we know that beautiful is not the right word? Because there might be some other letter. No, there isn't. There is no other word over there. The all letter that has a B in it except describe.
Oh, God.
Doesn't matter about describe. Alright, describe has D and B and they're both symmetrical, but it isn't about that, okay? It is about beautiful because they have the B, E, and A. Describe doesn't have an A. Bear is telling us beautiful. In fact, what makes Wednesday and beautiful so interesting is that you have D and D for Wednesday, parallel, and you have U and U for beautiful. It is all coming together. All of it is all coming together. Our information is that we have Wednesday, and it is also going to be a very beautiful time. But what does this all mean? Why Wednesday, the 18th of December? Why would it be beautiful? Well, we're going to take a look at the date. The first video from Void Eon was posted. We're going to go to
That's a short way. I mean,
the
that's
Void Eon YouTube channel. And we're going to go back. And we're going to be looking at the date. And we're going to be going all the way down to the very first video. The beginning. The beginning. Do you see that little reference over there?
Oh, yeah.
Beginning. The two ends parallel. It is all connected. And this was on October the 5th, 2016. Looks completely random, but it's not. Because B in beautiful, that B, it's not as symmetrical as 8, but it still does look like an 8. October. Oct, it's the 8. It stands for 8, like octagon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, it stands for 8. So this, alright, this is referring to beautiful. And what does the 5 also have to do with this? Well, oct, alright, is 8, and 8 is for B. Or what about 5? Well, guess what? The 5th letter in the alphabet is E. We have B and E. And what does beautiful start with? That's right. It starts with B and E, doesn't it? And now we have 2016. We don't say 201.6 or 2016. We say 2016. We are going to be looking at the difference between 20 and 16. Not 201 and 6 or 2 and 016. 20 and 16. The difference between them is 4. And the 4th letter in the alphabet is D. We get B-E-D. We get bed. And what is this all? This is what Void Eon is trying to tell us. The entire thing relates to the bed. It also relates to Wednesday, the 18th of December. Alright? It also relates to beautiful, and also a bear. But it's going to be really beautiful. And a bed. What does this all refer to?
Hang on, wait. I got a guess. Hang on, look at this. Look at this. Wait for it. Here. You see that?
Adam Caesar.
I think that might be Cessa.
Caesar.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later. But you know what this refers to? This refers to a simple dream. That's right. It is all a dream. Where is he in that picture? Well, pausing part of the video.
Yeah.
Yes, he is in bed. He just woke up from a strange dream, alright? And it wasn't very beautiful, no. But this mystery guy, Adam Caesar, definitely found it beautiful. In fact, we can get Adam, swap it around, and we get W. An upside down A, which looks like a V, alright? And also we have this D, and well, that's supposed to be an A. That is very bad handwriting. But yeah, that is also a V as well. We got W, V, D, and V, alright? Where do these come from? Well, first we're going to be looking at the two letters that are different. V and V, parallel universe. There's a V, and there's also another V. This is part of the representation of a parallel universe. But then we have W and D. Where does this come from? It's a weekday! Weekday! Wednesday! Yes, that is right. This, alright, is a Wednesday. Alright, this has to be a Wednesday. October the 5th has to be a Wednesday. What day was October 5th, 2016? It was a Wednesday! And there you have it! This is the ultimate theory! The day that this happened, that Void Eon and Adam Caesar and the entire dream was born. It was born on this day, alright? And exactly nearly, we're just over 2 years, just over 2 years later, on the 18th of December, 2019, 2016, 3 years later, alright, three, oh my goodness, this makes me think. B, doesn't this look like a 3? 3 years later, the mysteries will unfold. We will be waiting for the 18th of December, 2019, Wednesday. In fact, 2016 is so peculiar because you can swap this around and make 2019! It is all connected! This is the date that Void Eon will do something. I don't know what it is, but it's a plan. It's a plan from the very beginning. We don't know what it is, but we have to prepare for this. We have to prepare. Because maybe it's not even Void Eon's doing.
Wait.
Maybe it is Adam Caesar's doing. You see, Adam isn't the only name. When you have Adam and you swap it around, well, regardless if you swap it around or not, there are two letters in it. Either a V looking thing or an A. Alright? There are two letters. They cancel each other out because this is part of the parallel scheme that Void Eon or Adam Caesar is making. But there's also in Caesar. Caesar, well, there are two S's. It's part of the parallel universe concept. It's part of everything. It's all connected. And we can get rid of S and S over here. Now comes the ultimate thing. If we don't swap these around this time, we can get M A D E. M A D E. Adam Caesar. We can get it like this. Now, why isn't it? Well, you might be thinking, no. Why isn't it D M E A? No. Why isn't it D EMA. Well, first of all, this EA was also in bear, and it was also in beautiful. And remember, the two things that are similar to each other, like, remember when we had IDKWYABYPDI that was similar, and they cancelled out? It's the same over here.
Wait, can I add something?
Yeah?
You know, that spells out made, so is that implying that Adam Sessa made something? Did you think about that? That's a short little thing I thought of.
Yes, that's right! Yes, he did make something. This was what he made. Adam Sessa is the creator of this. It's not Void Eon. And why isn't it DMEA? Like what I was saying before, well, since EA appears here, but it also appears in Bear and Beautiful, we have to cancel that out. This has EA in it. But what about DEMA? Isn't it that? No, it's not DEMA, because EM appears here, but EM also appears in December. We have to cross this out now. This cancels out. It's all part of the parallel scheme. These are reflections of each other. We're not looking at the reflections. We're not looking at Mal and Zam. This is what they represent, the reflections. These are reflections of each other that will constantly be talking to each other. We have to cancel these out like what we did before, and we have to look in the middle that is in control of this. Now, is it Void Eon? We don't know, but we do know from Adam Sessa that he has definitely made this happen. And what about Void Eon? Something is missing. Why is it Void Eon? It doesn't make sense. Void VOIDEON. It doesn't make sense, but it does. We're gonna have to look in between. Remember what I said before? How we have the reflections that we have, like ID and DI.
Stop that. Yeah.
And E from Explore, and the mountains as well, and the EA, and what else? Oh yeah, and the EM as well. We had all these reflections, and the L's as well in parallel, in William. We have to first study what is in between Void Eon. What is in between? There's a little space in between, but what is really in between? DE. This is in between, because this is the one that also controls Void and Eon. How does it control Void and Eon? Why couldn't I pick IDE or DEO and still get this space that's in between? Because we're concerned with the first letters and the end letters. D is the end and E is the first. We have D and E. Alright, but what about William Hessegor? Alright, this doesn't make sense. Right there.
Right there.
Twitter?
Yeah, Twitter. Alright.
Alright, yeah. So what about this? Well, it strips back to the very beginning. We're going to be looking at the first and also the last, like what we did before. The first of Mal is M. The last one of Zam is also M. But what is the one that's in between? The one that we crossed out. The one about the A. That we crossed out to look for later reference. I hope I made that clear beforehand. But still, we crossed this out because we didn't know what to do with it. We were looking for the M, and we were looking for the Z because those were the first and end. But the first letter is Z and the end letter is M, but we weren't looking in between. And it's the A, that's the one in between. Ma and Am, that's what we have to look at, because we have to look at the in-betweener as well. And we have to look at the letter that is also in between. So we're not looking at M as the start and M as the end. We are looking at Ma as the start and Ma as the Am. Still, same thing, alright? And all together, when we get D, E, and then we also get M and A, Well, we make the word made. Yes, from void eon, made. And Adam Cesar, made. And why couldn't it be like A-M-D-E? Why couldn't it be like that? Well, because in William Hasegawa, it tells us here that it is not am. Because if we go for am, and we're looking for am instead of ma, well, as you can see, am is over here, and am is over there.
Wait, where? Sorry, I didn't recall it.
Am is in William at the end.
Oh, yeah.
And am is also in Zam.
Yeah.
Alright? But we made that rule that since it's parallel universes, they're literally copies of each other. Everything is a parallel universe. I'm sweating. But it's a parallel universe. Alright? So, remember what we did before? How we cancelled out the two reflections of each other? We have to cancel these out as well. We have to cancel am, because am in Zam is parallel like of Willy am, because am and am are identical in different spots, just like two different lines that will be parallel. Alright, and these lines might be running across some other line. Well, am is running across a different name, Zam, and this one is running across Willy am. Alright, we both have to cancel each other out. And if we cancel out am, all we're left is mal, because there isn't anything that starts with ma. Mal is the one over here that is destroying everything. It is a malgamation.
Yeah.
A mal game. Void Eon reviews games. And Asian. What is Asian? What? Someone is Asian. No. All right, that can't.
Wow.
That can't. Be
Wow.
True. All right, but someone's.
That's alright.
All right, but what we have left is made. We get DE. We also had AM, but we cancelled them out. So we must have MA. And when we put these together, MA and DE, we get made. And also from Adam Cesar, we get made as well. These two different identities reflect Mal and Zam is like Void Eon and Adam Cesar.
Wait, hang on. Antonio's ruining the moment. Let me just fix him up real quick. Alright, please continue. Oh, wait, no, wait, don't continue. Alright, he blocked that one. Alright, please, okay. Alright, are you done? Alright.
And what about Asian that I was talking about? You might think that I'm being racist. I'm not being racist at all. It is all part of it. A mal game. It is a mal game. This game is constructed by this mal. Mal is the one to first tell something Zam, and then Zam replies. Zam is the consequence. Mal is the one that has made all this. Alright? But what about Void Eon? And what about Adam Cesar? Well, this is why the Asian part is important. Amalgamation, we amalgame. But what about Asian? Asians would, well, belong, sort of like, they're Asian because it's Asia, alright? It's Asia. And Asia, well, just look at this. Just look at this. The mountains, okay? The mountains. These mountains look a little like the Himalayan mountains. And where are the Himalayan mountains, you may ask?
Europe.
They are?
No, I
They're
don't know.
not. What? We're going to see now. Oh,
Yeah.
Shit. No. So, damn.
Yeah.
Where are the Himalayan mountains? We're going to be exploring. Just like what this says. Exploring the internet. We're going to see where the Himalayan mountains are. And the Himalayan mountains, or the Himalayas, is somewhere over here. It's right over here. And what is this? What country is this? I'm pretty sure this is Damn, I don't know geography. Well, I'm pretty sure this is Asia. The mountains. We must explore.
Oh, it fell off. Oh my. Oh.
That's Nepal.
Whatever. It's all in Asia. This must be Asia.
Mount Everest.
No, not the Mount. No.
No.
Well, Mount Everest is in the Himalayas.
Yes.
Himalayas. Yeah, so that could be Mount Everest. It could be whatever. But we know it's the Himalayas because when we look at the bear and we look at this as well, we do see snow on there. This is a reference to the Himalayas, okay, which is in Asia. And this is what the Asian is about. Asia, just like the word explore, it starts and ends with the same letter. And Asia also starts and ends with the same letter. So now we have A and A, and we cancel out. But remember what we did before. When we cancelled I, D, and DI, we got two letters and we swapped them around. The two letters in between, every two letters. So let's get this and we swap it around. And we get is. And when we put it all together, when void eon makes something and Adam Sessa makes something as well, if we put an is in between, void eon is Adam Sessa. But more importantly, we know that Mal must have made his amalgamation.
No, there's 8 minutes of.
We know this.
There's 8 minutes of storage.
Because of what we discussed before,
Alright.
like amalgamation, it has Mal in the name as well. So what is ZAM 440? ZAM 440 is simply a diversion. It's a diversion to distract us. To distract us from who are the real creators. We're looking at ZAM 440, ZAM 440, but we're not looking at Adam Sessa. We're looking at Void Eon who actually made this, alright, but we're more focused on ZAM 440. It's always about ZAM 440. Mal asks ZAM 440 something, we're not looking at Mal's question, we're looking at ZAM 440's response. The attention is all on ZAM 440. It is a simple distraction. We know that Void Eon is Adam Sessa. But what is Mal? What is Mal? Well, like I said before, with two parallels, there has to be an in-between to make them parallel. I never said this before, I'm just saying it now, just to rephrase. But you get my point. The point I'm trying to make is, Mal is the in-betweener. It is not Mal and ZAM 440 being parallels, or Void Eon and Adam Sessa being parallels. No. What we said before was wrong because it was all diversion. It was all a game. It was a Mal game.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it was. It was all a game. But why a diversion? Why does ZAM 440 have to be a diversion to distract us from the truth? Apart from obvious reasons, because Mal doesn't want to be caught out. But apart from that, why? Well, there is a reason. If we're going to look back, we are going to look back into where's Twitter? Yeah, Twitter. We're going to look back over here. And we're going to go to the very, very beginning. And we are going to be going over here. And into the very first message.
That's the first response. No, it's not. No, it's not. This isn't the first tweet they tweeted.
It isn't the first tweet?
Yeah, if you scroll down, that's where you'll find it. If you go down...
Well, if we go to the tweet that's most above.
Alright, fair enough.
The tweet that is most above. It might seem like I made a lot of assumptions. But I didn't. I am me. I am what I am, and what I am is what I am. Parallels. It is referring to parallels. In fact, parallel universes are simultaneous, but just reflections of each other. I am simultaneously the horse and the cowboy. The horse cannot live with its cowboy. The mechanic and the tools. The mechanic can't live without its tools. The canvas and the painter. The canvas can't live without, unless the painter's dead. But still, they're closely related. And this is what it's all about. These parallel universes are closely related, okay? This diversion is more Zam 440 is more closely related to Mal than we might think it is.
Hey, we have 5 minutes of recording time left.
Okay, alright. And you know why? You know why?
Why?
Because of who Zam 440 is. You see, we have these things.
Oh, hi.
Let's look at these. We have the horse, cowboy, mechanic, tools, canvas, and painter. What word is the odd one out? It is, of course, mechanic. Because mechanic has 3 syllables. The most syllables. Alright? The syllables with the highest number. Why does that concern us? Because we looked at the tweet that is highest. So we're looking at the subjects here. Horse, cowboy, mechanic, tools, canvas, painter. We're looking at the one with the highest syllables, and this is mechanic. Now, what are parallel things all about? It's about having at least 2 of the same thing. 2. Mechanic has... No! It has 3! We have to strip it down to 2. Because, you know what I see? You know what I see? You know what I see? I see mechan. Mechan. These are the 2 that we have to look at. Because the I see in the word, well, we simply grab that and take it for ourselves. I see, and now what's left is mechan. And mechan stands, it sounds like Megan. And Megan, well, that's part of Meghan Markle. And Meghan Markle and that other redhead that she's with, I don't know her name, apparently they're going to have a divorce. Oh no, that's bad.
Oh no!
No, but wait! It's planned. All of it's planned. Meghan Markle's probably getting big money from this because it's planned. Divorce, diversion, it's both the same. It's both. They have the same prefix, the same beginning. Div. They're closely related to each other, just like how the mechanic, the tools, the horse, the cowboy, and the canvas and the painter are all related to each other. Well, respectively. They're all related to each other. So how is divorce and diversion related to each other? Well, my friend, divorce is the diversion. They are related to each other because they're equal. And the diversion is Zam 440. But who is Zam 440? Well, we're going to be looking at the word divorce very closely. And if you didn't know, we make V O I D R E C. Void rec. Void is recording. It is Void Eon. The man who's recording this is Void Eon. And I am...
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
I am not Zam 440.
We have 1 minute left, so wrap it up.
I'm just a VE theorist. I'm just a Void Eon theorist, alright?
Yeah.
But this is the distraction. Adam Sessa is Void Eon. But Void Eon is Zam 440, which is the distraction, alright, or the diversion that Mal is creating. Mal is putting Void Eon into these dreams, into these fantasies, alright, as a big distraction to hide us from the truth. To hide us from the truth that Mal is working on something on the 18th of December, Wednesday, 2019. Booyah! This is what it's all about! This is what it's all about!
This is what it's all about! This is what it's all about! This is what it's all about! This is what it's all about!
Yeah! And yeah, that's the theory. Done.
Hey, that was alright, I guess. You guys want to eat some cookies?
I want to go to the vegan rehab center.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Alright. This is what it's all about!
Oh, God. Oh, let's go.
This is what it's all about!
Alright. We're almost there, we're almost there.
This is what it's all about!
Oh, he doesn't know it. He doesn't know we can't record it. He doesn't know it's too black to record him. Oh, he just jumped. He actually just jumped. Okay. Oh, gosh. Did you really just do that, dude? Oh, I probably should have brought a flashlight.